Hi, this is Thunder E from Booredatwork.com and welcome to our review of the Windows Phone 8X from HTC. This is HTC's flagship Windows phone, and it will be available on Verizon, T-Mobile, and also AT&T. So the 8X here, this is an LTE variant here, and this is the AT&T variant we have. Now, the first thing you notice about this device, for flagship device, it sports a 4.3-inch non-pen tile super LCD2 HD display. So this is a 720p display. So it's not as large as you expect what you see with flagship devices that are 4.5, 4.8 inches. This is a 4.3-inch device. So of course, it's got a smaller footprint. This has a polycarbonate finish, so it's one solid piece, but it's got a soft touch finish here. It's one of those. It feels like it's a matted finish on the device, which is very nice. Now, in terms of physical specs, what you have in here is the Snapdragon dual-core processor, 1.5 gigahertz. So Windows Phone now runs with a dual-core processor in here. You've also got Beats Audio to give you better sound, which HTC, all HTC devices have. You've got the 8 megapixel camera. Now, this is the same camera you find in your 1X and your 1S, so it's a very, very good camera, and we will see more of that. I'm sure you've also seen our camera test video. It uses a micro SIM. We have a micro SIM dock here. You've got your volume rocker on the right, your camera button here at the bottom here, your power buttons on the top, 3.5mm jacks also on the top. You have an LED indicator built into the earpiece area here, a 2.1 megapixel front-facing camera that records at 1080p. It's got a very wide angle, and we'll show you that in a second. You've got your capacitive buttons at the bottom here, and you've got your standard placed micro USB port here at the bottom. This is a very, very light device. In comparison to HTC's other builds, this is probably one of their lightest devices. Very comfortable, easy to hold. The polycarbonate finish is very nice. It's very smooth. Feels very solid. And in comparison, I'm just going to show you with a Galaxy Note. You can see how size difference is with both devices here. You can see also HTC's got this curved bottom look here, so it curves up on either side, and it's just a very, very nice solid build. So as we go into our Windows Phone 8X here, of course this is running Windows 8, and we've gone over the operating system itself and all the features that you have here, but HTC has tried to capitalize on this and add features that will supplement with the operating system. And the first thing, of course, to note is the camera itself. If you just hit the camera button and we get into the camera here, you can see the camera has a couple of functions. You do have, of course, the lenses. You can download lenses and actually use with the camera. If we head back again, you also have your camera settings, which are now standardized. You have your photo and video settings, which, of course, here you can add effects, things like your grayscale. Sorry about that. You can add effects, your resolution change, your white balance, your exposure, contrast and saturation, sharpness, ISO, face detection. Those things you can actually add directly to the camera, which is very nice. Of course, you can toggle flash on and off, or auto, and then of course the front-facing camera, which will show you in a second. So we switch to that. It's a very nice wide-angle camera. The cool thing about the camera is that while this allows you to actually almost have three people on the screen at the same time, and if you want to take a picture, and instead of you holding down the button, you can tap on the screen, and this will actually prompt a countdown, so you can get ready while you're taking the self-portrait. So I can do this, 2, and snap. So that's a nice feature to have there with the camera. Of course, we can slide in. You can see some of the front-facing photos I've taken here, and you can just see how much of an screen area you have here with this 2.1 megapixel camera. It records at 1080p too, so that is something to take note. I think a lot of people will like overall. So we move in here and we check out some of the other settings here. We do have tap and send, so you have NFC capability on here. You also have Beats Audio, which we will show you in a second, and you can turn Beats Audio on and off, and we'll simply just test it quickly. We bring up a pair of headphones. Beats Audio is only activated when you have headphones plugged in, so we can just put that in, and you can see already settings pop out. See quiet ringtone pickup, pocket mode, or flip to mute ringer, and Beats audio is turned on. And what that is allows you to, of course, get the best amount of sound for your content. So we can go to Xbox Music and we can play a track here. Because that's just not a test, but trust me, once you use them, it actually does a very good job in giving you some very good ample sound, solid bass all around, and it gives you solid sound for, you know, off your smartphone or off your smartphone device. Now, in terms of battery life here is pretty consistent. The only thing that to note is that, of course, Windows Phone doesn't actually show you the duration your battery has lasted anymore. It just tells you how much you have left. Actually, still does that. I apologize. So, estimated time remaining 13 hours. I've used it for 8 hours. So, which means, you know, I will be pushing close to about the 20-something hour range. And I can, of course, tap out more with battery save. So you do get your standard Windows Phone long battery life here. In my use, I've probably gone to about 20 hours or so, and you can probably eke out more battery life depending on your use. So battery life on the device is very good. It's got an 1800 milliamp battery there, and it actually uses that very, very well. The screen is very sharp and bright. Of course, it's a HD display, so you can see how vibrant the screen looks. If we play a video here, and let's actually go back into Xbox Video and play one of the videos we recorded off the device. It's going to turn on the sound there. You can see how sharp that looks off the screen. It's a very, very vibrant video, very clear, very crisp altogether. So that is something I think a lot of people will like with the HTC Windows Phone 8X here. So I think a lot of people will like that. I think will enjoy that fact. This is a very light device. Now, again, it will be available on AT&T, Verizon, as well as T-Mobile. The dates, of course, have been announced by the manufacturers. But one thing I like about this is, I mentioned earlier, the weight. It's not just the weight, but just the way the screen actually looks and feels. It's very responsive. You've also what you've got here is a device that I think once people see in your hands, they'll probably ask you, what is this? What are you using? How does it feel? That kind of stuff. You probably get all those questions from it. But overall, I think HTC has done a good job, especially in bringing a lot of the facets they've done well with Android and creating a device that really is unique to Windows Phone. It's not a copy of the Android devices, which HTC has been guilty of doing for years, just copying devices left and right and using that as a platform. And they decided to go with something where the design, the build is very slick, it's very comfortable. They've brought in features like the camera, which it's got its own camera image sensor, so it's got a very, very good camera here, very a good front-facing camera, better battery life. The only downside here, of course, is this comes with 16 gigabytes of storage and is not expandable by microSD, so there's no microSD expansion, but you do have SkyDrive. So depends if you just have a new Windows Phone account where you have 7 gigabytes, but you can purchase more with SkyDrive overall. So that is the Windows Phone 8X. It's a very solid device. We will see how it compares, of course, to its other competitors as they come out. But for now, I think, if you're looking for a Windows Phone, I think you would definitely like this. It has great camera features. It's got very nice sound with Beats audio, and it's very light, it's very portable, and it's not super large. I think that's something a lot of people will appreciate, that it's a 4.3-inch device, so really it's a regular size smartphone rather than your super sized smartphones that everybody has today. So if you guys have any questions or any comments about the Windows Phone 8X, let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to all our pages on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. This is Thunder Yi saying thank you, and always enjoy entertainment.